Hey Edmonton, wanted to come with you guys for a video here to really talk to you guys about your business plans and your planning for 2018. Over the last couple of days, I've had a ton of agents give me a phone call wanting my insights on some business plans and some insights on what it is they can do to make sure and ensure their success for 2018. I wanted to introduce you guys to a concept, if you haven't heard of it yet. It's something called a 12-week year. And it's by a guy by the name of Brian Moran. I heard his concept early last year, and I've implemented it with our team, and it has worked wonders, and it has totally changed. So this is what I've been challenging everyone who's come to us to do with their business plans that they currently have. So I want to give you a couple ideas to make sure that your business plan is successful for 2018. And if you haven't done this yet, I challenge you guys to retake a look at them to make sure this sort of thing is in place. The reason why, the whole concept of the 12-week year is that all you do is you just look between today and 12 weeks out. Okay, so the way the year would work out is that you would do a 12-week plan, and then you take a week off and rest at the very end of the 12-week, because we all need a rest cycle somewhere throughout our piece. So this one here we'd be dealing with today, virtually till around the third week of March or so, before you start your rest cycle right prior to spring market. The concept around it, though, is that you don't plan a 2018 year. You plan a 12-week of 2018. There's a fundamental difference between the two. The challenge comes is that, this is what happened to me when I first got really attracted to 12-week years. My challenge always was is that by the time I ran my actual reverse engineering, that I'd plan my vision for 2018, I'd then break it down on a month-by-month piece or quarter-by-quarter piece, break that down on a month-by-month piece. By the time that I actually got to July or October of that year, my original plan I'd made back in January or November of the previous year was totally obsolete. Because as I dove into the new concepts or dove into the new ideas and got some training on it, I realized that what I believed would be the problems weren't actually the problems, and they were something totally different. So that's the power of the 12-week plan. All you're trying to do is predict 12 weeks out. That's all you have to do. That's the first thing about your 2018 business plans or your 2018 12-week plan, is that it has to be predictable. Okay, so the idea around it is that if you want to sit here and say, I want to accomplish X, Y, and Z throughout the year, that's awesome. But can you really predict the challenges and the issues that you're going to face in trying to accomplish that? Well, it's really, really hard for me to say what's going to happen with the market and what's going to happen in October that could totally throw my year off. So I want to look at what can I predict in the next 12 weeks. Okay, so a lot of you guys may have seen the photo I put on Facebook where I look at my 12-week plan. And I have a few things that I want to accomplish inside of the next 12 weeks, and that's it. I haven't even started to look at the spring market yet. At the spring market, I'm going to reassess again. I'm going to make adjustments as necessary. I'm going to get new training or new concepts that I'm going to need to accomplish what my vision is for my second set of my 12-week in 2018. So the very first concept you have to have is that your business plan has got to be predictable. If you cannot predict the outcome, then you can't properly predict what the challenges you're going to face in that period, and at which point you can't possibly guess what you're going to have to overcome them. As an example, I can predict in the next 12 weeks, based on my other previous performance, that I'm going to sell a minimum of 14 houses, let's say, for example. And I can say that if I go and do X amount of activities, I will sell 14 houses. I can't say that for October. It has to be predictable. Okay? Now, if you're going to talk about a long-term planning strategy, keep long-term planning straight to the numbers. Okay, so I want to sell X amount of houses in 2018. I want to earn X amount of commissions. The tactical part of that strategy being of what you're going to do that, have that shortened right up. Okay, because again, same thing, I can't possibly predict what I need to do in October to achieve what I want to achieve by the end of the year. The second thing on your 12-week plan is that it's got to be focused. Okay, you should be able to take your 12 weeks and you should be able to say, I want to do X, Y, and Z in the next 12 weeks, which are tactical strategies. Okay, and then it's got to be focused. The idea of reverse engineering is that you would then go and say, I want to accomplish a certain activity, I want to accomplish a certain strategy. Here's the 5 steps I need to do that, and here is the week that I'm going to assign one of those 5 steps to do. Essentially what's going to happen is every single week, you're going to have an activity or a task that you have got to accomplish. Okay? And if you don't accomplish that, then what you're doing is you're giving up on your vision for your 12 weeks, and you're sacrificing that out of 1 week moment. So the challenge around is that you got to remember is that all of your tactics have got to be something that you can accomplish in a week. It can't be any more than that. It has to be something like, if you want to make, for example, let's say you want to make 1,200 contacts in the 12 week. Well, then automatically then you need to accomplish your 100 contacts. If you want to do 50 contacts in those 12 weeks, you have to break it down again in your 12-week piece. The last thing I'd say to you is that nothing in your 12-week plan should be conceptual. A concept, for example, would be, I want to build a business. I want to go paperless. I want to learn DocuSign. None of those are tactical. That is conceptual. A tactical strategy would be, I want to go paperless. Well, task number one in going paperless is maybe sitting down with other agents and asking them what are they doing for paperless. Second thing might be going onto a Facebook page and asking what software is everyone using to achieve paperless. Another one would be deciding whether you wanted to use a program like DocuSign or Reprieve or Authentisign. Another one of the tactics on that might be deciding a date that your business is going to stop using paper and start going electronic. A next piece on that might be a concept on what other pieces of hardware am I going to need. For example, computer systems. When we went paperless, our administration team realized really, really fast that one monitor was not enough. We had to have dual monitors on all of our stations because they constantly had files. That's an example of a tactic. So here's the thing with your 2018 plans. I challenge you not to look at it from a perspective of a year. I challenge you to look at it from a perspective of 12 weeks. Google or YouTube Brian Moran and you learn more about the 12-week plan. It's a phenomenal process. It has made a monumental change in my business because I don't believe that I have a year to accomplish stuff. I have 12 weeks, which means at the end of a week, I got to be chugging off some of my list in order for me to move my business forward. The second massive value for me is that then at the end of my 12 weeks, I can then reassess and see what I've learned because now I have a greater level of learning as a platform to build from to develop a plan. Third thing is, though, is that I can actually foresee the challenges I'm going to have. My business is going through massive changes right now as we lean forward to change companies and change the location which we operate business out of. I can very tactically see what my challenges are going to be over the course of the next 3 months. It's very, very hard for me to predict what's going to happen with the companies that we're moving to over the course of the next 12 to 18 months. A lot can happen in that kind of period. So as you go forward in your 2018 plans, I challenge you to look at them and say, are they too far out? Am I too hyper-focused on concepts? Do I have actual tasks and strategies that I'm going to implement that I can actually do? And the last part of it is it set up on a week-by-week basis that I can really chug off those numbers week by week? Thanks a lot, Edmonton. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great night.